We got a lot of growing up to do. It's hard to be good against teams that win 30 a year when you don't have the disposition to sustain the effort and the discipline that it takes to beat these kind of teams. And we're not as disciplined as we need to be, and that's my job. And then man-to-man, we're not as tough as we need to be, and that's players taking ownership individually of what they have to be better at. And that's why you schedule these kind of games, so you can prepare for league play, because at the end of the day, it's all about the league. Really happy with how we prepared and our enthusiasm for the game for today. Very disappointed with our we got punched in the mouth, we didn't answer. And they had us on our heels the whole game. We never didn't have the resolve to ever put them on their heels. So we could never take the lead.
They obviously kind of packed it in and tried to take away the paint. How tough is it to tell you guys to try to keep going in there and try to get through all those bodies?
Well, you got no options when you're not making jump shots. And every time we made a mistake defensively, their guys didn't miss. It's anytime we and they had us on our heels. They just took the ball and drove our guards. And our guards they never put up any resistance defensively, and to keep them out of the paint. They drove our guards and had us on our heels. I thought we put up a pretty good fight on the glass, on the defensive side of the ball, I should say. I thought we put up a decent fight until the end. We gave up, like Alonzo Frink gives up that offensive rebound off a free throw. That I'm not going to say that's the play that beat us, but that's the play that prevented us from figuring out a way to win. It's a deflating play, and we got to be more disciplined, and we got to be tougher. When we play teams, and that's 0 for 2 this year, when we play teams that have experience, discipline, winning pedigree, and has the athleticism. Like Northern Iowa, they had experience and winning pedigree. They just didn't have the depth or the athleticism. But Wichita and obviously Houston today, our guards have not answered the bell, and that's disappointing to me.
Coach, just to stay on that, you mentioned the guards. A.J. Lawson didn't have his best outing, it appeared, especially several times you didn't like the way he was defending. What do you need to see from him in terms of how he responds to be that guy you need him to be consistently?
Yeah, Joe, you can't be a good player if you can't keep the guy you're defending out of the paint. And he was really bad defensively. And I'm not – he's the only returning guard on our team. He should understand how we defend and be the one taking ownership and leading everybody else, because he's the only one that's prepared from last year to understand how to do that. And he has slipped really, really bad defensively, and we got to get it right. He's a great kid. We got to get it right. But I'm not into playing guys that don't defend. I don't care. I didn't play Michael Beasley when he didn't defend. I'm not going to play A.J. Lawson when he don't defend.
So, Coach, you're talking about some of these problems you're seeing with the team needing to grow up and some things like that. Are those problems that you can fix in practice, or is this something these guys need to learn in game time?
Both. That's why I told you guys back in September, the season teaches you how to win or the season teaches you how to lose. It's real simple. So when you play the real basketball teams, you either grow from that moment so you can be better the next day, win or lose. It's not because you lose, now you're more motivated to do things better. You win, and you have to take ownership of what you don't do well, so you don't become a handicap to your team. And when you lose, you have to not pout, not cry, and no one feels sorry for anybody in this life. Ain't no one going to go home and say, "Oh, poor little guys." Hey, we all got to take ownership, and we got to grow, and we took it on the chin. I don't know about other people. I've been punched in the face and knocked out before. I woke up. When I woke up, I went back and did my job, and if that guy and I ever cross paths again, he's going to have to punch me out again. And it's pretty simple. And that's what we have to grow up as a team. It's, we're not there yet. So we're dealing with the season. And as the season unfolds, if the season was 10 games long, I'd sit here today and tell you I'm disappointed. But the season's 31 games long. So there's 21 more games to play. Are we going to learn to take on these moments and get better and grow? Like Nate Hinton kicking our tails, him by himself grabbing more rebounds than anyone else that I played at the three collectively put together. Those are things, when I say players have to take ownership and accountability, we couldn't keep 24 out of the paint. Every time he took the ball, they didn't even ball screen for it. He just took it and drove it. We couldn't keep him out of the paint. Well, who on our team drove the ball with any success? What are we going to do? We're going to, they're good dudes. I like these guys. They're really good kids. It's not, I'm sitting here disappointed and not liking them because we lost. No, I'm going to like them a month from now the same way I liked them a month ago, because they're good dudes. But are we going to learn to win because of the season? We practiced really good coming into this game. So obviously what we did in practice didn't help us when we got punched right in the mouth. It's part of life, man. You gotta take it on the chin. You play high level teams that have a winning pedigree. You end up having to man up and do your job, and we couldn't do it quite good enough today. We had the game a couple times where we were a basket away from really, really being there to come down the stretch and figure out a way to win, but we couldn't ever get that 3 straight stops or 3 straight scores. Couldn't make that shot that would make it a 7-point game. I'm talking about in the second half. Every time we were there, we'd miss. We'd have a deflating, wide open shot we miss, a breakdown on offense, and then we'd hang our heads and they score 6 in a row. Now we're back to playing catch up again, and it's we got to get a lot better there.
Kelvin Sampson said that obviously their game plan going into this was to get you guys out of transition, kind of pack everything and make you guys play in the half court. Where are you guys right now in terms of half court offense when you cannot get out there and run? How far away are you from executing that to the way you like it?
I don't think the offense is a problem. I think we got a couple young guys that are not as sharp as they need to be with execution. I don't think our offense is a problem. You got to make shots, man. You're not going to beat a team that won 34 games, Sweet 16, that the year before won 30 by shooting. I think we missed as many shots as they almost shot. We missed like 42 shots or something like that. I think they shot 50. It's not going to beat these kind of teams doing that. It's not the way it works. And when you can't get in the open court, which they didn't ever allow us to, it wasn't because of offensive rebounding. It was because of our unwillingness to sit down and fight to defend the basketball. It was like the parting of the Red Sea, everyone opening their hips, giving up straight line drives. So now you're on your heels. It's hard to be the aggressor when you're always on your heels. So we can never, ever become sustained. We did it a possession here, possession there. Some possessions we fought our tails off and got them to the end of the clock and created loose balls and turnovers. I thought we did some of that good, but we couldn't sustain to keep the ball out of the paint. So we could never become aggressive offensively because we were always on our heels. And you're going up against a team that, their guards they're all at least 6'5", and they got depth, they got athleticism. So you're not going to score off the dribble pull-ups in the paint over that kind of size. So you got to make jump shots to get them out of the paint. And at the end of the day, guys, I'm not trying to pass the buck. I got a keep figuring out ways to get us easier shots, I guess. But at the end of the day, when you're open, you got to make a shot. Their guys didn't miss when they were open. Ours did. So they won and we didn't.
Talked a little bit about, I guess, not being able to make that run or that shot when you need to. Just how frustrating is that for you to kind of get within 10 or 12 of this team and not be able to kind of go on the run that you need to go on?
Yeah, I mean, we got it to, I think it was 9 one time. Yeah, 9, somewhere, not that late. I think we were down 9 because we got down 14 and cut it to 9, I want to say, and had a chance to go get a basket. And we missed a wide open shot, and then they went boop, boop, boop. Now we're down 15 again. And then it was just, at the end, obviously, we started all that pressing and trapping, and we gave up some baskets that, because we're just trying to create a bad play by them to try and get a cheap basket and hope they miss or turn it over or something. But it's even early in the game, we were down 13-6 or something like that. And we got some stops. We got basket. We got this. We 3 here, bang. And Justin gets another 3 wide open from the corner. He had just made one. Shoots it off the side of the rim. And they take it and score. So instead of taking the lead 15-13, now we're down 15-12, and everyone's deflated. And that, those are the moments where you got to score. You're not going to win. You know why we beat Duke in the NCAA tournament? I'd like to sit here and tell you that we were just marvelous defensively, and we were so tough and incredible and disciplined. We scored 65 points, so we won. You know why we beat Baylor after being down 10 and couldn't, not Baylor, Marquette, after being down 10, because this NCAA tournament team, that's what we're playing against. That. So I'm using those examples. You know why we beat them? Because we put on an offensive clinic of making shots. You're not going to win if you don't make shots, and we eventually have to make shots.
What are you seeing from your point guard play?
Awful. Don't make me say something negative. Our point guard play is not good right now. So finish your question.
Can Trey Hannibal help in any of those areas? How's he performing in practice?
I respect the fact that you're asking me a question. I'm not going to speak about individual players and their performances. Our point guard play is not good right now. It's not consistent. It's not very good. I'm always curious why everybody always wants coaches to speak about the guys that don't play. I don't walk in the locker room with favorites and I play guys I like. I play the guys that play the best. Always done it that way. And our point guard play is not very good. I'm not trying to hedge the question, but I'm answering it as honestly as I possibly can.
Key only played 14 minutes from him today. Was that just working him back from the knee, or what did you see from him that limited his minutes a little?
Did you guys interview him? I haven't had a chance to talk to him. He needs to practice. That's all I'll say. It's hard to expect him to perform well with 2 practices against a team of this caliber. It's, I didn't get the vibe that he had a lot of confidence early in the game, and it looked like he looked like he played with doubt. And you can't play with doubt and beat these kind of guys.